12 rounds, 50 seconds work, 10-second rest. Light fabric band, if you got one, it's great. Gives you a little bit of resistance. We're gonna get that around our ankles. We're gonna go. Get our glutes burning today. Okay, just make sure you got a little bit of tension on that band. Then we're just going to side step here. So landing on the ball of our feet. Here, making sure our hips are staying back. Have a nice neutral spine here. My lumbar muscles down here are working. My glutes are working. My thighs are working. We're just stepping back to back or side to side. Just warming up the lower body here. Just step. And as I pick that leg up on the opposite side, it's just like a pickup from like around here. It's not really my my hip flexor. It does work a little bit. You want to make sure you're not using your hip flexor too much. You can put your hands here and feel how much tension you get every time you lift up that leg. My apologies. Okay, we're gonna do a little spinner walk. So however much room you have, do some spinner walks. So step one foot, load up that glute, other foot spins out. I don't have a lot of room with this camera where it's set up, but just back and forth. So again, our hips are back behind our rib cage, keeping that nice curvature in our lower back, which is where our spine's supposed to be. We don't want to be tucked under doing this. Shoulders up and back, nice neutral spine. Step, load the glute, spin out the non-loading leg. Just back and forth, making sure we always keep resistance on that band. If you're using one, it's really gonna help burn everything and warm everything up. Step, step. So you notice like when I step, my body flows to the loading leg. My goodness, frog in my throat. Okay, we're gonna do a drop in. On the pad of the foot, try and keep the heel off the ground and just push our hip back. Nice little drop in here. So pad of the foot, nice arch, inside ankle bone stays nice and strong. The knee opens up slightly and then my body rotates to over top of this loading leg. Not a lot of weight on this back leg. Don't want a lot, just enough to give me some balance here. Make sure I don't topple over. And then pushing that hip to that wall behind me. So my glutes load up, my arch is nice and strong. Everything in the front here, nice and tight. Not like crunching tight, but just like sucking everything up and zipped in. Kind of tight. Make sure your shoulder stays down from your ear. It's a reminder for me more than anybody else. All right, lateral drop in. So the non-loading leg goes off to the side, still loading up that left leg or whatever leg you started on. Just gonna pulse it back here. Remember to breathe. If it gets too tough, take deep breaths, not short ones. Take deep breaths in and deep breaths out. So we're staying on the strong part of our foot on the pad, pushing down through the big toe, through the outside edge, keeping our arch nice and strong. And our heel very lightly on the ground or off a little bit. Nothing you can get like a credit card or a piece of paper under there. And we're just pushing back. Hip goes back. Body stays loaded up over that loading leg, doesn't stay in the center. Back drop, so non-loading leg goes in the front, load up that same side. Just make sure you're keeping tension on that band as you do this, if you're using one. If you're not, that's okay, it'll still work. And again, if you want to make sure your hip flexor isn't engaging too much, putting your hand here can really help because you can feel how much your muscles are working. Just pushing back, and usually my other hand is on my glute so I can feel that my glute is working. Keeping it nice and tall in our upper body, nice strong lower back here, nice arch. pushing our hip to the wall behind us, making sure our knee stays behind our laces and it's opening in. At no point do we want the knee collapsing in. We want it staying out, creating a little bit of a bow. Whew, that's a little tiring. Okay, we're gonna try and hold that. Oh, there's a ladybug. I don't know where he came from. Interesting, okay. Okay, we're just gonna try and tap kind of half clock from 12 till 6 here with the non-loading leg. So you're pretty much just loading up this glute here. Try and stay light on that heel. It can be challenging. If you need a stick or a wall to hold on to, please find that. All right, just back and forth. So we're pretty much doing an iso hold on this loading leg. Oh, there he goes. Little ladybug. Whew. Glutes lit. Around, keep going, making sure we're staying strong and that knee stays soft, hips going back, shoulders are down, and we're breathing. That's a little tiring. Okay. We're just going to really find a deep drop in there. Get it really, really deep. Well, not super deep into like a here, but you can. Really deep to really load this up. So once you find that depth, try and like pull up a bit, get your body nice and tall, and we're just gonna hold this. Making sure you keep tension on that band. If it gets to be a little bit too much, bring that back leg in and release some of the tension. We've got 20 seconds left here. Make sure everything's still tight, nice and firm in the front. Shoulders are down and you're breathing. Release any tension you may have in your jaw or in your face, because we tend to do that sometimes when we're working out without paying attention. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're gonna do the other side. My little ladybug just crawling. Bye, buddy. Yes, I'm the one that talks to all the animals, creatures. Even when I'm driving and I see something on the side of the road, I'm like, hi, little buddy. Yeah, okay, focus. Pad of the foot, big toe down, keep that big toe down, pushing to the outside blade, keeping that arch strong, keeping that knee soft, pointing out slightly, body over the loading leg, hip going back. Make sure we're not in that hip flexor. Make sure you're not tucking the hip under, keeping it out, and nice, strong arch. My spinal erectors are working. It's nice and solid here as I do this. These are the muscles that most people are quite weak in because we sit in chairs and slouch on couches. So most of these muscles in most people are pretty much non-existent, except for you need to stand tall. So all this stuff, rockers, drop-ins, helps build up those muscles so you can be tall and strong, pick things up without hurting yourself, and sit without the back of a chair. All right, lateral drop. So non-loading leg goes out to the side. Make sure you don't have a lot of weight. I have a little bit more when I do this because my right side still struggles loading up well. Balance isn't as good. So again, adjust. If you feel any pinching in the hip flexor, adjust how much tilt you have. We don't want to be tucked under, we don't want that. But sometimes if you tilt out too much, you'll pinch in that hip flexor in the front. We don't want that. So sometimes you have to untuck your tailbone, or tuck your tailbone a little bit more. Yeah. Just pushing that hip back, loading up that glute, loading up that spinal erectors, pushing back, keeping the shoulders down. Shoulders are my thing. Where'd my ladybug go? I lost him. All right, back drop. Non-loading leg goes front, still loading up that same leg. So I'm gonna find my spot here. Okay. Light on that heel on that loading leg or off if you can. Light on that non-loading leg. Just enough to give you some balance. If you need to use a wall or a stick to hold the whole time, that is totally fine. Until you can work on this more and get balance, this is what's gonna happen. I think I always used a wall or the back of my couch for the longest time. but this has been 4 years of working at this, so starting to get balance. Whew. Loading it up, almost there. Whew. Okay, now we gotta do that half clock movement. So find that load, big toe down, pushing on the outside blade of the foot like you're ripping a piece of paper apart. First, find your load before you start moving your other non-loading leg. Just find that hold here. Try and get to 12 o'clock and then back around to 6 o'clock and then back the other way. Remember to make sure you're not clenching your jaw. Make sure your shoulders down, make sure you're breathing, make sure everything in the front is nice and secure. It's not trying to do a crunch or anything. See from the side here, holding this and just keeping that drop in. Whew. Sorry, my glutes just burning. It's hard to talk and focus on that. Whew. Breathe. All right. Oh, that really burned. Last one, we're into that deep hold. So find your drop in here. Get that hip back, knees open, strong foot, strong arch. Inside ankle bone is nice and high. Get that butt back, nice strong arch, or yeah, I guess arch on her back. No tucking under while we do this here. Find that. And then make sure your glutes just loaded up real good. Just a really good burn. Relax your shoulders, wiggle them around if you need to. Take some deep breaths. In through your nose, out through your mouth if you need to breathe to get through this. Shoulders down. Light on that back foot if you can. And we're done. That was 12 minutes, folks. Smoked our glutes with that. And like I said, this is a really light band. There's not a lot of, stretch it pretty good with my hands, but putting around your ankles and doing this work just gives you a little extra burn instead of doing it without. So I'm gonna go show you guys my little friend here. He made his way to the quote unquote grass. See if I can get him here. Oops. Here he is. It's my little buddy.